I am so honored that you are here with us today and going to share your story about selling on Facebook Marketplace. And so first I want to hear like, okay, so it's Leighanne Shoup and you're in Washington State?
Yes, Washington.
Okay, Washington. And so can you just tell us a little bit about your e-commerce background and, you know, do you sell on Amazon, eBay? Tell me your story.
Yeah, so I got started selling on Amazon 5 years ago. So I'm just coming up in January, my 5-year anniversary. And that took off just absolutely wonderful. And I got into bundling and got a, what do you call it, accountability partner who has been amazing. I think everybody needs one. Yeah. Everybody needs an accountability partner. And then I just really studied like each thing individually, like how to research a product took me like 6 months to learn so that I really could. So each aspect of the business I would learn and take some time. And then I would teach my mom who, yeah, she doesn't mind being called Miss Ruby.
Oh, cool.
So she's, yeah, she's 70 years old and she lives with us, and she was forcefully retired last year. She hates being retired. So everything I learned from Amazon, I taught my mom. So she has an Amazon business. Nice. And I was thinking, because she's so good with policy, procedures, practices, just getting everything in order after order. So I asked her if she would be my VA and I would pay her. And she was like, yeah, I'll do it. Like, I'm bored right now. And it's in Q4. And I'm like, how are you bored? But she doesn't do any merchant fulfilled. Okay. So she does all the Amazon FBA. So she was like, sure, I'll help you out. So she does, as I research the products, I would list them on the Facebook Marketplace. She would take the orders, do my customer service until it spiraled out of control. And then she just kind of handed my computer back to me and said, no more.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah. That's a good partnership.
Yeah. So, and I taught her how to do the Facebook Marketplace, I guess, just through her being my VA. So she just started doing it herself. And in her first week, she made almost $700. So very proud of her.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so you said that you do Amazon FBA. How did you connect with me? Do you know?
I do. I was in the, I went to a mommy income seminar for bundling. Okay. And I was sitting next to a young lady. And she said, have you ever heard of the Amazon Queen? And I said, no, I've never heard of her. And she's like, you have got to look at her YouTube. Okay. So then I looked at your YouTube and I kind of binge watched your YouTube. And then that's when I went on to your e-commerce training. And because it's always good to have such a good rounded aspect from so many different people, because you learn from this person and this person and this person. But I started with private labeling on Amazon, and then I stopped, and then I started watching your YouTube channels and, you know, watching your page, and it got me back into private label. And I was like, yes, this is where I needed to be. This is where I wanted to be. But I always kept looking at those other people going, oh, they're so successful. Why am I not successful? Or why am I measuring my success compared to someone else's? Which was a huge mistake. Yeah. 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 So I got back into private label because of you. So thank you. And it just like went exponential for my sales. And I was like, yes, this is where I needed to be. And I stopped comparing myself with other people. Huge difference. So.
Well, thank you for that. You know, one thing when I first started, I was showing my numbers and, you know, I was on stages everywhere. And my husband, he was like, Becky, you just need to stop doing that because, you know, the checks were 400,000 and 600,000 and huge astronomical numbers, but the
Yeah.
profit made, I mean, I'll say only 100,000, but 100,000's a lot part-time, you know, but still people in their minds, they see 600,000 million in sales, 2 million in sales. And so I made a point that I wasn't going to do that anymore. And I do know that the ones that, like, you know, show 1 million in sales or whatever, but they may only have 999,000 in ad spend, right?
Mm-hmm.
With my little $50 to $100 sales a day with zero ad spend on Amazon, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just different for every individual private label seller or Amazon seller too. And two, I know that as a private labeler, I can't compare numbers with the drop shipper because they would have huge numbers and maybe only make $1 for $100 sale.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're watching, that's one of the things, and I'm glad you brought that up, Leighanne, is to definitely don't compare. And even in our Facebook group that we have for My Marketplace Pro, there are, you were talking about an accountability partner. I have an amazing accountability partner, and someone that also helps other people be accountable. And like, Becky, why are they successful and I'm not? And
Right.
I don't know how to, and not that she wasn't successful. She's having sales every day, like multiple times a day. But she's like, you know, I'm not making $912 in one day. But here's the thing. So you have, you know, almost 6 years worth of experience.
Right.
Maybe only 1 month on Facebook Marketplace, but you've got 6 years worth of tacit knowledge, right? And like you and I were texting the other day, and I said, you know, finding products just comes naturally to me.
Right.
And you said me too. And that's one of the things in the group. I always say, hey, if you have it, I do want to celebrate everybody's success. I'm like everybody's biggest cheerleader, but I'm also very cognizant because I'm a feeler about the ones that haven't made a sale yet. So it's like, come with me, we can help, you know, and I'm always in there saying that, you know, because I don't know how to stop that. So what was the pivotal point for you to quit comparing yourself? Like what was what did it for you? Because it's quite common.
So it was last year in January. So it took me 4 years actually. And this last year, I have outgrown myself more than like 100% on just Amazon or just in general. And what it was I got you have to have the right accountability partner. So with that partner, she has pushed me and I've pushed her out of our comfort. And so that right there was a huge thing. She encourages me. We have Marco Polo. So we polo each other every single day, video messages back and forth, like, hey, what about this? What about that? And we share our ideas and we share our bundles or our private labeling or our wholesale or whichever with each other. And that makes me so much more comfortable feeling like I'm going in the right direction. So I believe it was my accountability partner.
Oh, that's awesome. And how did you find him or her?
So we attended the same seminar and I just clicked with her.
Yeah.
So it was just so easy. And once I got home, she lives in Ohio. And I said, hey, messaged her one day, said, hey, would you be my accountability partner? Because I had one before and she stopped selling on Facebook. And it just really disappointed me because I absolutely adored her. But it just got too much for her. So I wanted him. I was like, I know I need this. I need someone to bounce ideas off. I need that confidant in making me better. And so I reached out to her and we've just clicked.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And it is huge to do. And, you know, whenever your accountability partner starts going into the, you know, the no-show or the witness protection program, that's when you get a new accountability partner, right?
Right.
Because they may, I mean, even people that I've coached before, you know, they may just like be a ghost and disappear. And I'm calling them, hey, you said that you want a private label, so let's private label. right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I do
Yeah.
know that life throws us curveballs in
Every day.
every day. And
Mm-hmm.
so let's talk about now, you have children, right?
I do. Two
Okay, so
children.
tell me about how your typical day goes with your, how old are they? Boys, girls?
Six. It's a boy that's 6 and a girl that's 8 who's special needs. So we have a lot on our plate, and I stay at home with them.
Okay.
And my daughter, who is special needs, she has a seizure disorder. So we have to be in front of her 24 hours a day, or somebody needs to be in front of her just to make sure, because she has multiple seizures a day. So we have to just kind of be on call. And this lifestyle has allowed me to not only support my family, but also be there for my kids. And they're also homeschooled. So before COVID, they were homeschooled because my daughter just could not fit in school in kindergarten. So I just said, well, I'll homeschool them. Let's see what happens. And so we get up in the morning about 9 o'clock. I know that's late for some people, but my daughter's just like 5 more minutes every single time. So we get up about 9 o'clock, or they get up about 9 o'clock. I get up at 7 every day, 7 days a week, set my alarm. And for 2 hours, I get solid peace to do anything I want. And that's when I took to doing the Facebook Marketplace listings. That's when I would do my listings.
Okay.
Every single day at 7 o'clock. It was like clockwork. And we'd get up, we do schoolwork, we do food and arts and crafts. Sorry.
You're good. This is life, right?
Yeah. Has to come. Sorry, someone just dropped off a package.
Awesome. It's 4:45.
That's right. That's right. And so I know it's so tough. So we just have a very busy lifestyle. And then I do Amazon in the evenings when my kids lay down to go to bed at 7:30. So
Okay.
I'm usually up until 10 or 11, and I'm able from 7:30 to 11 being able to do e-commerce.
And you said your mom handles the customer service for you and the copying and pasting for filling orders, correct?
Yes, she did that for 3 weeks.
Okay. And then it got a little crazy. So $12 profit in one day. Your first 30 days, $6,280.50 profit. Well, first of all, one of the things that you said that I really, really like is you said every day I list at 7 in the morning. And that is how you make a lot of sales on Facebook Marketplace, that consistency. Now, when I think it was like your second day or your first day, you text me and or Facebook me, and you said, I made a sale. And you said you were also skeptical of this whole thing. Why the skepticism, do you think?
Because it was too good to be true.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have a huge dog and she's like knocking everything over. But it was too good to be true. I mean, just to copy and paste. And I have done drop shipping before. It was the first model that I looked into. And hey, Mom, you want to just say hi from a distance? She said no.
I told her I would drop ship her a wig because she hasn't been out since COVID to get her hair done. So Miss Ruby, thank you so much for helping Leighanne.
She's like disappeared. Yeah, she's 100% on oxygen. So she's like, we've been on quarantine since the end of February. So, So, remind me again what your question was.
Oh yeah. So I was asking you, what were we talking about?
Sorry, I have so much going on constantly around me.
Yeah, that's okay. I think I was asking about you started at 7 o'clock in the morning, you continually every single day, and then your mom filled filled the orders for 3 weeks.
Mhm.
But tell me about, we were talking about your first sale and how you were skeptical. So what, you said
Yes.
too good to be true.
Yes. So the skepticism came from, I did a drop shipping model. That was my very first model in my intro into e-commerce. It did not turn out well. I started drop shipping on eBay, and I was drop shipping from Amazon. And I didn't know any better, and I got my Amazon Prime account permanently disabled. Yes.
Oh no.
So I had no idea that it was not okay. There's so many rules and with Amazon, and just did not realize it was just not okay. So it was a really bad lesson learned. I wasn't good at product research. So I was listing, like, it felt like hundreds of items a day. I got a VA to list items for me, and it just was not lucrative. It felt like I was losing money every single week. And it was because I was not educated. I didn't have any help, and I didn't get into any courses. Honestly, that is that one little step, that one little push that I think everybody needs, is just, I know a lot of people are like, you don't need courses, there's YouTube, but you do. You need that support, and you just need that little bit of push just to realize, okay, I'm confident, I'm comfortable, and I can do this. So,
Yeah, I'm a huge believer in courses because I still invest in myself. I mean,
me too.
yeah, I think it's the best thing ever because, and educational wise, I've invested in myself with master's degrees, and they pay me well, but I've also invested in myself e-commerce wise, and it pays me even better than my 2 master's degrees. So I'm a firm believer in the more you learn, the more you earn. The more
Correct.
you earn, the more you earn. And one thing about YouTube, there is some really good, I mean, I have stuff out on YouTube, but some of it is old. I mean, I think back about my first videos. Ooh, they're rough, man. They are so rough, but it's me, right? It's so me.
Right.
And I don't like dress up or makeup or none of that. It's just like I'm at the ball field, my boys are playing ball, I'm selling stuff on Amazon or eBay or wherever.
Yeah.
Drop shipping is really cool, and it's how I first started too. And I was inspired I was with a company called DS Domination. Is that where you started or no? No.
No.
Okay. But I was with them. I learned so much. In fact, the mentor that I learned from with DS Domination actually taught me how to sell on Facebook Marketplace. And so I took what I learned from him and added my own spin on how to find products for you guys. And then, everybody's off to the races. So
Yes.
excited about that. So I want to go back and talk about your first sale. How did you feel?
Skeptical.
Feel? Okay.
I was like, okay, so it can't be this easy. It just honestly cannot be this easy. I list something, and like within an hour, you're selling a few, and you're like, something's up with this. Am I not going to get paid at the end? Is what I was thinking. I was like, okay, I can be out like $30. That's fine, But then I was like, but am I actually going to get paid? Like, is this like some sort of like, because you just never know. Like, it was too easy.
Right. Right.
Absolutely too easy. And I know for some people, because I have gotten messages from people going, well, how do you find your products? And again, that was 6 months of solid research to figure out how to do good research. And I was like, this just can't be this easy that you just copy and paste somebody's address in, and then I pay for it and it sends off and then I get paid. That can't be that easy. I don't have to touch products. My house doesn't have to be inundated with boxes. Are you kidding me? This just isn't right. And then it just kept going over and over and over and over again. And once I got to 10 sales a day, that happened about my 4th or 5th day in. that's when I asked my mom to help me. And my mom's like, well, what is this? And so I was like, it's just very, very easy. All I want you to do is keep the tracking spreadsheet and put in tracking numbers and send the items to the customers. I'll do the product research. And then after that, she caught on and she's like, I'm going to do this myself. I'll make more money.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And too, you know, that's how I started, is because my son, who is a junior in high school, when I signed up with my mentor, he was teaching how to trade stocks. And so I had just paid my taxes from 2019 in October. And I was like, okay, I got some extra money. I'm going to look at the stock market. And then everybody in the group was like, I made a sale. I did this, I did that. And I'm like, whoa. And so Cameron, he was looking for a job, and I was like, do this. And so he started making sales. And I was like, he's 17, right? And I was like, okay, so if he can do it. And then that's when I created a course really quickly. So when you joined, it was in beta. And I was just like throwing videos up and saying, this is how you do it, this is how you do it, you know. And then now it's out of beta and everybody is, you know, the videos are nice and clean and everything. So thanks for trusting me enough to, you know, to jump into beta and to, you know, try it.
Yeah, because I was still skeptical even then, because I remember messaging going, you know, is this like legit or something like that? I was like, are you sure? Like, I'm not gonna. And then when I did join it, I was like, oh, wow, like this has blown me away. Just absolutely blown me away. I make more money on the Facebook marketplace right now than I do daily on Amazon. So that is pretty incredible, to be able to know that you can take something so simple. To me, it's so simple, but and make it like this.
Right.
This could be a full-time income for somebody.
Right, right. And you know, $6,283.50, that pays all of my bills over here in South Carolina. I don't know about Washington State. I'm talking about the boat payment, the camper payment, the house payment, all 3 trucks, everything, right? It's
Right.
all $6,283. And that's just extra money. You know, a lot of people, just an extra $50 per day. It's
Right.
1,500 per month, and that can change people's lives. That's life-changing money.
Yeah, it is. It is. It would definitely pay our bills per month. And um you know, just with COVID and everything, my husband's been unemployed, so he's been like helping me with Amazon just to increase it, increase it, increase it, and we made that our full-time income. But I was like, geez, you know, honestly, this is so much easier. I won't ever quit Amazon, because Amazon's been my first love, but it's this drop shipping on Facebook Marketplace is just so easy that literally anybody can do it.
Right, right.
I mean, my husband is not tech savvy. He avoids computers. He avoids Facebook. He avoids all this. And so he started doing it. And he was like, is there a catch? And I was like, that's what I kept saying. But it's not.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Facebook, have they deposited in your bank account yet?
I have gotten daily payments, and today I got a $933 payment.
Nice.
So, and I was up to almost $10,000 in my pending balance. Wow. And I did turn off my Facebook Marketplace, but it just doesn't seem to turn off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been absolutely incredible.
I have a question. Do you have the quantity option?
I do.
Okay, so you have quantity, and some people don't. I don't have quantity on my Facebook. So like if you sell something, which I sell multiple times per day, you have to relist and relist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you have the quantity button, you could get a lot of sales quicker.
Yeah, I definitely have the quantity button. I have a variation button. So
I don't have that either.
I've been very lucky. I keep going, well, how come people have this and how come people have this? But you know, I find out that maybe I'm just a little luckier than some.
I think you are. Some people text me and they're like, I've been selling online. My friend Kendall in Florida, she's like, I've been selling online for a couple of years and she has no quantity, nothing. And then her husband, who's not even an e-commerce seller, has all the good stuff under his account. She's like, how could this be? And even some other people in the group as well. They're like, my spouse has all the good things. So that's pretty amazing too. Is there anything that you want to tell like new people that may be watching? You want to tell them anything? I'm going to see if there's any questions too. I'm going to go look in.
Yeah. My biggest thing is that I list 10 items a day, 7 days a week at the, literally, sorry, now I have a cat in my lap, sorry. 7 days a week. And, I treat it like a computer. I treat Facebook Marketplace like a computer. It's an algorithm. So, of course, it's just like Amazon. The more you sell, the more you're going to get exposed. So, and I list in a niche. So if I'm going to list in pet supplies, I'm going to list in dog supplies in that one day. And then the next day, I'll list only cat supplies. And then the next day, I'll list ferret supplies. And then the next day, I'll list 10 items in lizard supplies. Get off the computer, please. So it's constantly 10 items a day in one niche. So that's what's really propelled me. So if I'm going to list even in jewelry, I niche down to heart pendants or bracelets have to be a certain bracelet. So you just want to constantly niche down and see what sells. Because for every 30 to 50 items I list, I only get 1 or 2 sellers on those 30 to 50 items.
Yes, I am so glad you said that, because sometimes people are like, I've got 10 items listed and I've only sold 2, or I've only sold 1. I'm like, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, I was going to say that's good.
So I like to say this is a numbers game, and it's like going fishing. The more bait you put out in the water, or the more items you list for sale, the more likely you are to get a bite. So for you, every day you're dropping 10 pieces of bait, and every day you're getting maybe a little nibble, or maybe a bite, maybe a sale, maybe somebody's asking, is this available, or what's the dimensions, or something in Spanish that I don't even know.
I get a lot of Spanish and I'm like,
So Google Translate is really good for Spanish. You can go out and do English to Spanish and Spanish to English. I've had complete conversations in Spanish and that ended in sales. And I even used Spanish keywords in my tags. And especially if you know certain products that you're only receiving Spanish questions on, then that's the one you definitely want to use the Spanish keywords in your tags. We have like 44 questions or comments, not questions, but comments. I'm going to see what they say. So Bridget says she's in Washington. Hey, Kelly. Hi, Terry. You can get the quantity button through your phone. Terry, I don't even have the quantity button through my phone. I must be on the bad girl list this year or something.
Yeah, it's only on my phone as well. So is the variation button. It's only on my phone.
Only on your phone. Okay. That's another thing. Because Facebook Marketplace is so new, and right now, guys, it's free, right? There's 0 fees. And, a month ago or 2 months ago, or whenever I launched this, I was like, if you sell something on Amazon for a $100 item, you automatically need to assume Amazon's getting $33.33, right? It's about 30%. And so, do you want to give Amazon that $30, or do you want to put that $30 in your pocket? And that's why even in January, Facebook's only going to be 5%. Right. And, one thing, people know me as the Amazon queen. Right. And so when I came out with Facebook Marketplace, And my goal for everybody is to private label. So I'm so glad that you started with, hey, I private label, because I didn't know that. But private labeling takes a little money, and people don't have, my first private label was $500. I've had all the way up to, $20,000 private label products, but a lot of people don't have $20,000, laying around. Right. So my thought process was, hey, you can do Facebook Marketplace and get $6,283 in 1 month, and then invest that in private label.
You sure can. Yeah.
And that's why I started.
And plus some.
Yeah, plus some. And that's why I started with that. So Jen says, my relist button doesn't work. I have to create a new listing every time. Yeah, Jen, hopefully, I know Facebook is working on things, and so hopefully they'll get that fixed as well. Angel says she has that option. Karen wants to know, how much customer contact do you have?
Oh, every single day. I have some really great customers. I've ran into some really bad snafus where the seller has sent the wrong item.
Oh.
So I'm like, well, the wrong item was sent. I apologize. If this was for any event, let me know. And, so I refund them their money, and then I also send them the right item back out. Nice. Because if you do the extra step, you're going to get those repeat customers. And that happened to me twice. And both times they PayPal'd me the money for the money. So it's really great to have that. And then also I've gotten, USPS has taken so long. I got this as a gift. It was for a birthday. So I will go on, anywhere I can find it really, really quick and see how quick I can get it to them. And if that's the case, well, then I just use my profit to give them the right item. And that happened one time. It happened to me that it was a really sad situation because it was for his son's birthday and his mom just passed away, and he wanted to get this item for his son. So I went and found it someplace else. It was actually on Target. And I know Target's a drop shipping no, but I figured, okay, one time, I'm going to do it. So I sent the gift to him, not only refunded his money, sent the gift to him. And he ended up coming back asking me if I sold anything else, and ended up buying 5 different items from me.
Wow, that's amazing.
So it's like, if you do that extra, the customer service is a little bit much. I'm going to say that it's definitely inundated with the customer service side. That's why I keep wishing for a VA, but I also know that the VAs that I do have, one's in the Philippines and one's in Thailand, they're not going to be able to give the same level as English as a second language. So I know that I can still get that better customer service, but I'm hoping that one day Facebook Marketplace, there's a way.
Right. Yeah. One, kudos to you for treating the customer because if the customer's not happy, nobody's happy, right? So for showing that exceptional customer service, and I'm huge on that, even in my own Amazon business, because I sell replenishables. And so I have people that have ordered from me for like every month or every 6 months, or on how often they need that. And what I'll do is I will just send them an extra bottle, right? Because I know it's a consumable, they're going to use it, and they've been buying it. And I write a handwritten note that says thank you. So for those of you that don't know, when I first started selling on Facebook Marketplace, I had just opened up my beta group, and my Facebook Marketplace was suspended. And so I came live in the group and I said, guys, Facebook Marketplace is absolutely amazing, but I got suspended, and this is what I did. don't do this. And I told them, you know, you cannot have two marketplace accounts, because remember my son was selling and I was like, wow, if he can do it, I can do it. You can't have two marketplace accounts. So I told everybody that, and I got my account back, started selling. And, but what happened is I had a repeat customer that was mailing me a check for an item, because I made that connection and I felt really confident about it. And so she mailed me a check, and she kept, before I got suspended, she kept texting me saying, did you get it? Did you get it? And this was during the election with all the mail stuff. And I was like, no. And she's in Kansas. And so when I got my account shut down, it wiped out all of our conversations. Like from her side, she could not see any conversations. So she said her daughter was like, Mom, you got scammed by some woman. And her mom was like, no, I know that lady wouldn't scam me. I could just tell she wouldn't scam me. So when I got the check in the mail at my post office, it had her phone number on it. And so I called her, and she's like, I told my daughter that you weren't a scammer, and I prayed about it, and I knew you weren't going to scam me. So anyway, I sent her product. She was super happy. And so that customer service goes so far. And then that was my praying lady. But then in California, I had somebody that was ordering stuff for his marijuana plants. And I was like, okay. So he was like, and he too, he was like, I knew you weren't going to scam me, but I don't know what happened to our conversation. So that customer service is super duper duper important. So high five for doing that.
I've had bad customer service things happen too. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. So things happen, people don't read the descriptions, they get their item, they're not happy with it. Mm-hmm. So you have one or two options. Be like, well, it's non-returnable, or you take the return. Mm-hmm. Give it away as a gift.
Right.
So.
Or your supplier may take the return as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Someone says, how similar is this to eBay drop shipping or eNay drop shipping? Karen, so back when we were learning in DS Domination to drop ship from eBay to Amazon, or from Amazon to eBay, or Walmart to eBay, it's the same. You know, you're just copying and pasting. I call it buy low, or you're going to buy low and sell high, right? Sorry, I'm looking at my phone because the questions are here. But you're going to buy low and sell high, but you use their money, right? You use the customer's money. So that's, depending on how they pay on Facebook Marketplace, you can definitely do that.
The only thing I noticed with Facebook Marketplace drop shipping versus eBay is there's more eyes on your product.
Right. I was going to say, and another thing, I'm the Amazon queen. And the Amazon has millions of people that come there every month. Mm-hmm. But guys, there's billions of people on Facebook every month. Millions of people, right. Billions of people. Uh-huh. But I also know that Facebook, they can turn off and turn on the sales. Like right. Like one day you might have 30 sales, the next day you might only have 2, you know, and they right. base it on whenever they want to make sure you're taking care of their customers, but whenever you start supplying those tracking numbers, but more importantly, when those tracking numbers start showing delivered, that's when you get a little bump in sales, right? Uh-huh. Get the emails that say, this was delivered, you'll get more sales that day. And so they know what they're doing. That, you know, Big Brother's watching and they're giving us lots of money. So yes, that's a good point. There's more eyes.
Yeah. And in my first 2 weeks I probably only got like 100 sales. It was after that, then another, because I believe I did about 420 orders. So 420 sales. And only about 100 of that was my first 2 weeks. And then after that, it just blew up. So it does take a little bit of time. Okay. And then you can, again, see which ones sell good, and you can go back into that niche and look again. Like if you're looking in the necklaces with the heart pendant and those ones are blowing up, or like a skull pendant or whichever, you could go back into there and look well, if this one's selling, maybe a pink one will sell, or a black one will sell, or a silver one will sell. So there's always that.
That's really cool. I sell necklaces too. And necklaces you can buy for less than $5. And you can sell them for $15.
Yeah. Every single day. Yeah.
So people are like, well, I don't have money to, to drop ship or whatever, because, it does take money, but $3, and then you start small, spend 3 or 4 and get 10 back.
And I'm going to say that my highest item was $19.99.
Oh, wow.
I started extremely small. I was like, I filtered it. I didn't want anything over $5 because I was like, if I'm going to lose money and if this is not legit, I was going to lose a small amount of money versus the bigger amount. So I went on and I only sourced small items. So this is all off of small items. And most of them were $5 to $10.
Nice. That's impressive. See, I'm completely opposite of you, but I don't do it full time. I don't have, that time because I have a full-time career. But my thought process is I'm going to sell expensive items and make $100 to $200 profit per item, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is jewelry stores and furniture stores, there's a reason that they're standalone stores because they have higher margins and more profit.
Right.
However, I knew it worked. I wasn't skeptical. So I'm like, I'm going for the gusto because it takes the same amount of effort to copy and paste for a $10 profit as it does a $100 profit.
It does. Yeah. It really, really does. And that's the same thing I was telling my mom because she was like, well, I don't want to take all my Amazon reserve money and spend it on this. I said, oh, you could find products on for $3. If it looks good, if the pictures are my number one thing, is if I find a seller, it's $5, say, and it's a necklace. Let's say it's a pumpkin necklace. I'm looking at a pumpkin right now. So it's a pumpkin necklace and there's not good photos. Well, then I'm going to search on eBay. I'm going to search on Google. I'm going to find that same necklace and find the best picture I can. And that's the number one picture. So
yeah. I agree with that. In my training, I always say we hear a picture's worth 1,000 words. All the time we hear that. Well, I always say a picture's worth $1,000 or more, right? $1,000 or more. So not only does that image have to be spot on, but we're not selling, the pumpkin necklace, we're selling keywords. So people may not search for pumpkin necklace, but they might search for gourd necklace or, something else.
Yeah, fall or whatever, decor, you just never know what comes up.
Right. So do you use like helium 10 or do you just come up with keywords on your own?
I don't use helium 10. I do for Amazon. I'm going to say that I use it for Amazon when I'm creating my listings, but I do not use it for the Facebook Marketplace. What I use is Google Trends. I also use just like Amazon auto-populate. Mm-hmm. But I also see if you put it in eBay, right, you're going to see all these different listing titles for the same product. And right there is keywords as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take, and I usually do about 5 keywords per listing, honestly. So, or keyword tags is what I'm talking about. But I just take the consistency of the titles and I'll take about 10 of them. So yeah, it's 10 different product, or it's 10 of the same product. But typically, if you see the same keyword in each title, well then, I know that I'm going to use that in my title.
Awesome. That's a really good tip. If you guys are taking notes, you need to write that down because that's huge. Because remember, we're not selling products, we're selling keywords. So that's great. Let me just see if there's any more questions here. Kelly says she has the quantity option. Terry says, how do I shut off Facebook Marketplace for Christmas? Terry,
It doesn't shut off.
question. That is the $1 million question. From what I understand, if you have the quantity button and you've made a sale and it's pending, you cannot change the quantity. You cannot change anything about that listing.
I can.
Even if it's pending?
Yeah, because what's the quantity is like if you have 3 left, you can mark it 0. And then it says mark sold out and you said yes. And it says you can archive any messages and you can archive the messages and keep those.
But you still keep getting sales.
For some reason, there is like a Facebook ghost or troll or whatever you want to call it that keeps turning on my biggest sellers. So, and I don't know what it is, but I get about 10 sales overnight typically from some of my biggest sellers. And one day it'll be one, then literally the next day it'll be something else. And I mean, if I was selling light bulbs, then today would have been light bulbs and tomorrow would have been like, I don't know, a box, you know, of some sort, but it just automatically keeps coming on and I keep marking it 0, mark it sold out. And the only thing that helped me was to delete the listing, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's where I was going to recommend, Terry, because Facebook is working on, you know, the glitches that we know they have, but good glitches in Leighanne's.
They're not bad.
Yeah. Let's see. What is your criteria for a good product, like ranking, price range, keyword rank on Helium? But she already said she doesn't really use Helium. So when you're looking for a product, what's a good product? Do you use like what I teach in the training? That's a loaded question.
That is a very loaded question. Because I watched every video that you had in the beta version. I have not gone back and watched the other ones, to be honest. And well, again, it's a numbers game and it's a guessing game. Pretty much I am comfortable with what I sell on Amazon. So I'm comfortable with looking for the same niches on eBay. So again, like if I'm looking at dog beds, I'm going to list 10 different items for dog beds, whether it's an actual house, whether it's just the cushion, whether it looks like a little princess chair, and then I'm going to do, my next item is going to be a dog collar or a dog harness and of course there's like 100 different dog collars, right? You could have the spikes on them. You can have rhinestones. They could be, what do you call those ones that pull at the dog? I don't know. But so I just listed in that one niche and then all of a sudden a dog gate, you know, or just something odd too. If it's the more that the less you've ever seen it, if you've never seen it and you're an avid shopper or something of that sort, you know it's going to sell. It's kind of those things. So I just listed those niches, those 10 items, and guess what? Out of that 10, I'm going to see, well, all of these are awful. None of them are bringing sales. So, well, I'm not going to give that niche away. I'm going to try it again. And I'm going to try something different. Sometimes it's just a color variation. Sometimes people prefer pink over black studded colors. Who knew? You know? So it's not necessarily any finite formula. It is just honestly, I look around my house going, oh, okay, the kids are into Roblox right now. So let me look up Roblox on eBay and let me find 10 different items that are based off of the Roblox game. So, and you know, I'm just going to give a little nugget out there, but Roblox is amazing and it sells extremely well. And it's something you can price $20 to $30 above as long as the product just looks good and worth it. So
that's true. It's so true. And that's one of the other things that I share is it's okay to throw those nuggets out there because there's billions of people
Right. I believe there's enough for everyone.
Like, oh yeah, I'm not going to share my private label product, and I still don't. You know, everybody's like, "What are you selling? What are you selling?" I don't share, right? But the
Yeah,
riches are in the niches.
correct.
In the niches. And when Cameron first started, he was selling $200 to $300 items in one niche. But
Mhm.
if you search this item across the United States, the whole page would be all of his stuff because it wasn't, nobody had it, right?
Right.
And there's
Right.
niches like that on Facebook. If you
Right.
just
And you just gotta literally, I've gotten a few messages, like I said, from people, and I say, look around your house. Literally, what's in your house, you won't believe it, is things sell. Like my mom is cold all the time. My son is just like her, and he's cold all the time. And they sit in front of the gas fireplace. It's just they have chairs in front of the gas fireplace because they're cold all the time. And I said, well, what could I get them for Christmas? And I was like, oh, a heating blanket.
Mhm. A snuggie. They get a
Who knew that they have come out with like socks that are heated, vests that are heated, hand warmers that go in your pocket?
Mhm.
There's so much out there. So I listed just on that one niche and was amazed.
Yeah. That's a really good one for hunters. So like my boys are going hunting this Saturday and it's going to be cold and it's a really good niche. So if you don't use the word hunting as one of your keywords, definitely put hunter in any of those and it will fly off the shelves probably even more.
And also, it's not just about like the item, it's about like camouflage, burgundy, buffalo plaid. It's about the description of the item because for Christmas, everybody wants buffalo plaid everything.
I
And
have
it,
another seller. She's like, Buffalo plaid, Buffalo plaid. Buffalo
yeah,
plaid will sell.
yes, I mean, and there's red buffalo plaid, and there's green buffalo plaid, and there's white buffalo plaid. I mean, you could just go on and on. So it's just not about the item itself, it's about the color too.
You're right. You're right. Okay, let me just fly through some of these. Are you unlocked in all shipping categories? Can you ship in everything?
Yes,
Oh, cool.
I can.
Can you ship furniture and bicycles?
Well, I don't know because I don't.
Yeah, they're okay. So
Yeah,
bicycles is a gated category, but I sell bicycles, and it's a sporting. I sell it in sporting goods, right? So
right.
it's an exercise sport instead
Yeah,
of
and same with guitars because my husband is into music. So he's the one that started researching guitars. And I was like, are you kidding? You telling me that like 3,000 of these sold?
oh
Are
yeah.
you kidding?
I probably bought one for my son. He's guitar.
I was like, it's really not that great. And you're telling me 3,000. So I took some of his stuff and put it on my Facebook marketplace and I was just blown away. I
Mhm.
was like, it's a little kid's guitar. People are paying $80 for a little kid's guitar, so.
Here's a good question. Do you have a schedule so you're not constantly responding to messages all night?
100% I do. I respond for 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at night. And it's 7 and 7. It's the same time every single day.
Awesome.
And I don't answer anybody on Sunday.
Nice, nice.
So I take Sunday for myself, and because you do need that breather, you need to be away from people. And so I just don't. And on Monday, I'll apologize at my time, 7 a.m., which is really funny because I sell to everybody on the West Coast. I sell to nobody on the West Coast.
Huh.
It's really strange. So,
Yeah, Cameron is pretty much like everywhere. Not too much West Coast. He does like selling to Oregon though, because there's no sales tax there. So he loves Oregon buyers.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. Are you selling and fishing? Do you look at the ranks for each product? We already kind of talked about that. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Jacqueline. La Pluma. I have it on my laptop too. Oh boy, I have it on my PC and my phone. I'm selling on Facebook Marketplace. Gab says January 1st, 2021. That's when they're starting the 5% fees. I'm not sure if they made these comments. Some were like, woohoo, that's awesome, but I'm reading them lag, so I'm not sure what you said.
Yeah. And I was going to say that also, I already add that 5%, so I'm not shocked when January 1st comes.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Somebody said, I find that Facebook requires more contact than Amazon, messages daily. Question, are you gated or ungated? So Valentine, there's no really gated and ungated on Facebook Marketplace. That's more of an Amazon question. There are some products that you cannot sell on Facebook Marketplace. And I posted that in the training, like no ammo, no guns.
No baseball bats, apparently.
Yeah, no baseball bats. They can be a weapon. No, what is this? Archery. No archery things. No. Somebody listed a. Oh, what was it? It was They thought it was They thought they were selling animals, but it was like an animal print, like a cow jumpsuit or something. They thought they were selling a cow, or a llama coat, and they thought they were selling the actual llama. So yeah.
One interesting thing that I noticed is that your main image, if it has an animal in it, they typically will flag you for that. But if the image is after the main image, they won't flag you for that.
Wait, say that again.
So like if you're gonna sell a dog harness and your main image is the dog with the harness, they'll flag you for that. But if it's just the harness and your second or your third or your fourth or fifth image has the dog in it, they won't flag you.
Oh, nice.
So that was a little trick that I did learn.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
But they did take off like tactical flashlights because the word tactical is in it. So there are those words that will flag you.
One of somebody that's watching sent me something, and they were selling like weight stuff, like weights. But the word weight, like if you're overweight, you cannot sell like weight loss products. So she's like, I'm getting flagged. What do you think it is? And I said, I personally think it's the word weight. And I haven't followed up with her to see.
It actually is, because I sell the same thing. So I use the word dumbbell.
Okay.
And it goes through.
Awesome. So you dumbbell, Jen.
Yeah, dumbbell, definitely.
Okay. Hi, Barry. Barry is one of the amazing drop shippers that I first started with, and she is rocking it out on Facebook Marketplace as well. Kendall, hi Kendall, hi Jess. Kelly says, cool. Is it like Shopify, which you drop ship through an app or from a seller? There are a lot of places where you can, I'm sorry, I'm reading my phone. There are a lot of places where you can drop ship from. Bridget says, how long have you both been doing this? I started January of 2014. And when did you start?
5 years ago in January.
So January as well. So January is the month to start. Angel says, I have been on Facebook for 1 month. Awesome, Angel. Let's see. I sell small items too, but I've started to increase my product amounts. Terry says it won't delete or edit and keep selling, and now won't get there by Christmas. Terry, in your description, go back and edit it and say, this product will not arrive by Christmas. Put it front and center. That's what I did. Do you list your products that you private labeled? Some of them I do, some of them I can't. Do you list yours?
I do, and I actually have some merchant fulfilled products that I listed, and I sell them for more than I get on Amazon. Yeah. So it is definitely, if you have something at home, I don't do RA and I don't do OA because to me that's just too difficult. I don't have room for that in my life. But I do have wholesale and private label. So if I have it sitting here and I'm gonna upload it and see what happens.
Awesome. So Miss Sally was one of the first ladies that I worked for, and Mr. Ted when I was growing up. And Mr. Ted used to say, everything's for sale except the wife, the kids, and the dog. And that's what I say around the house. Everything's for sale except the husband, the kids, and the dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, actually. I got this question posed to me by someone in the Facebook group. But she was asking, how do you, because I've never done this and I'm thinking it would be a hard model, but if you're going to do Facebook Marketplace and you want them to do PayPal to use their money to pay for the product, how would you ask for that?
So some people don't even know that you could shop on Facebook, right? Mm-hmm. So they're like, I really want this, but how do I pay? And I say, I will send you a PayPal link. Don't say invoice because that throws people off. And people are familiar with PayPal. So say, I'll send you a PayPal link. And then sometimes, actually yesterday, somebody came back and said, and then what? And I said, well, I will update you with the tracking as soon as it ships and let you know the estimated date that it will arrive. And so I just, you can ask for PayPal, you can ask for Facebook Pay, which is if you're on mobile, well, maybe on desktop too, there's a little $ in your messenger.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you can hit that button, but make sure that you hit request instead of send, because as soon as you hit send, it will send it to them, but you want to request, the $12 or $15 or $100 or whatever it is, and they pay you. Now, if they pay through the little $, you get the money instantly in your checking account. If they pay you through PayPal, which there's a small fee, so you have to count that fee in as well, you get the money instantly as well. I personally like the sales when I wake up and the money, it's like this item's already sold. They don't ask you any questions. It's like, okay, I like those. But, I sell bigger, larger ticket items and they know that they want it.
Right. Okay, that's a good one.
And I noticed that too, the more expensive the item, I want to say the less questions that they have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's something that I've ran into and something that I tell people who ask me questions, like, why are you getting so much money for something that costs $5? Well, I automatically give myself $10. I set myself a limit. $10 is what I think my time is worth. So I'm going to automatically upcharge $10 plus the fees, and whatever that is, then that's what I'm going to list the price for. Mm-hmm. And well, I list it for $5 up, and then I always charge $5 shipping. Mm-hmm. And so that I'm going to make sure I make that $10 per product. And if it's selling more than 5 times a day, I'm going to sneak up that price by, $3 to $5 and see how far I can push it. Mm-hmm. And then when I stop getting sales and I know I need to come back down, and then I'm at that happy medium where people want the product and I'm making $15 to $20 per product.
Yep, that's pretty awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. What is your criteria? Like you said on the guitar, it's sold 3K times. You only list those items that have more than that. Yeah, she said it. It's kind of like you just list, right?
I do list, and I'm gonna tell everyone that if it's a niche, think of niches like, so since I have small kids and they're into different things, I literally look at them and going, what am I buying constantly for them? And so if I'm going to look in that niche, so example, Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. My kids aren't into Harry Potter, but I know that when I was on Amazon and I first started, I was selling books, and I sold those Harry Potter books constantly. So you look up Harry Potter and there's so many different things. And that there has been some niches that I've gotten into, and I'll tell you, it's like the pet categories, like the pets just sell. Everybody wants their pets just to be fluffy and happy and cute. So it's like you get into that, and I came across some items that only one eBay seller had. They only sold 30. Well, I'm going to list it and find out, because sometimes I do what I call myself as lazy listing. Mm-hmm. Is I'm going to go through and I'm going to find my 10 really, really quick because I don't feel like it today. Mm-hmm. So, and sometimes I just get in those moods. And surprisingly, that is where when you take a chance, because it's free to list on Facebook Marketplace. So take a chance and see what happens. And it's not going to cost you anything, but maybe 5 minutes of your time.
Right. That's really good. That's really good. Florida is no sales tax. That's true. That's true. No weight loss type items. That's true. No food. No anal puzzles. No animal puzzles. No animal. Sorry, Kendall, you messed me up. Sorry. No animal puzzles.
You have to cross that border.
You can't sell anything with bar. Oh, they were laughing at her animal puzzles, and I just fell right into that trap. Okay, so no animal puzzles. So let me ask you, your accountability partner.
Yes.
Is she selling on Facebook Marketplace? Did you convince her?
I did.
Awesome.
Awesome. So I was like, shout out to Heather if she's out there. I was like, hey, there's this Facebook Marketplace thing I just signed up for. It's literally just listing things wherever you find them. I wouldn't recommend it on Amazon. I'm just one of those people like, hey, it's happened to me. I've got things shut down. I will never get it back. And I'm like, so I don't feel comfortable drop shipping off of Amazon, but it doesn't mean someone else can't.
Yeah.
Because I did it the wrong way. And I'll be honest, like, I'll take my responsibility. I did it the wrong way. Shouldn't have done that. Didn't know any better, but still, it was my mistake. And she was like skeptical too. She's like, whatever. No, I'm just going to stick with Amazon. We're doing really good with Amazon. We're doing this. And I'm like, oh, but I kind of already started. And I'm going to tell you that I've made a lot of sales in the first week. I was a little, and she was like, well, how many sales did you do today? And I was like, 12. She's like, how much money did you make? And I was like, well, I was averaging about $15 an item. And she was like, whatever, I don't believe you. So I was like, well, just go on there, go on eBay, find something and list it on Facebook Marketplace, see what happens. So she did. One item. I'm just going to tell you, some people have all the luck. She found one item that you can't sell now because it was an ornament, but she found this one item, and she just immediately was getting 1, 2 sales. And after about the 3rd or 4th day, she was getting 10, 20 sales on this one item. And she was like, I can't believe that. This is not legitimate. And she still poloed me today and said, well, Facebook needs to get it together because I haven't been paid. So what if we don't get paid from this? And I've got like $6,000 coming from them from a payout. And I was like, just give them some time. I think this is pretty legit because I've already gotten payouts. Yeah. Just give it some time. And she's like, no, I don't think so. And so she's like, I'm shutting it down until I get my money. And then today she got a payout once everything.
Yeah, I posted that in the group. Yeah. See, yeah. I kept getting payouts. I don't get payouts every day because they lump so much together. So it's a couple thousand, 3,000, 5,000, whatever, every however many days. But I was shut down for a week or something. And it reminded me, my first month on Amazon, it was like deja vu. Because my first month on Amazon, I was suspended because I had shipped over 200 items with no tracking number because I didn't know. I was trying to be cheap and save money. And so Amazon had $35,000 of my money, right?
Right.
I was like, oh, that Big Papa didn't know I had spent my first month on Amazon. I was like, oh, I was like curled up in the fetal position and everything back then, right? But now it's all good, and I'm glad of everything. So if you're interested in selling on the Facebook Marketplace, you can go to mymarketplacepro.com and sign up. And it's super simple. I'm not going to say that it's easy because you do have to work it, right? You do have to answer customer questions, copy and paste. It's that simple, copy and paste, right? Literally, that's what you do.
Literally, yeah.
And so if you want to join us, you're welcome to. And Leighanne, thank you so much for coming out of your comfort zone. So tell Heather you came out of your comfort zone and did a live for over an hour. So yeah.
This is, I've actually messaged people going, I do not want to do this. I do not. Why did I agree to this? Because I do not like, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you'll see I don't have pictures of myself. I'm just not, I don't enjoy that. I don't like I've got a sticky note over my own face. I don't want to see it. And I'm not that person. I'm actually a very shy person. And I just don't like being out there in the world.
And some people don't. They don't. And so I really, really appreciate you for coming in and just sharing your story. There are still like 27 people that are still watching us. Kendall said it is awesome and it is getting better about payouts. Anna says this was great. Thank you, ladies. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I hope we answered all of your questions. Leighanne, Thomas, Ruby, thank you so much for helping you. And what are you going to do with your profits? Are you going to roll it back in your business? Are you going to celebrate? What you doing?
Oh, good Lord. So I am just that type of person. I got to make everything bigger and better.
Okay.
It's going back in.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if there's this potential that you could be 100% laptop lifestyle. You could travel, you could do anything minus COVID, obviously, but you could do so much with this business model that it's something that you can teach kids.
Yeah.
My daughter sold she profited $25 because she was like, Mom, sell this. And if you sell it, I get the profit. So I was like, oh, okay, here you go. You made $25.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And are you teaching them about entrepreneurship in their homeschooling? I know they're a little younger, but.
You know what? 100%. My kids already, my daughter wants to be an Amazon seller. And my son is like, I don't want to sell on Amazon because there's too many rules. I mean, he's 6 years old and he's like, there's too many rules.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I just want to sit on the computer like you, Mom, and just work and make money. And I'm like, well, that's not how it goes, but yes. Yeah. So we do that, and they have to earn everything that they get too. So, we just make those little chains. I would show you guys, but it's in another room. But we make chains, and they're working towards a Nintendo Switch. So they have to pay for half, and I'll pay for half, and they've got to do something to do for it. So, and they chose this Facebook Marketplace. So they both chose 10 different products off of eBay. And my daughter's made $25 in profit. So
nice. That's so
you won't tell my son he hasn't made any yet.
Yeah, whenever Cameron first started, I was helping him find products in the beginning, and he was making sales. But it was so amazing when he totally did it on his own, kind of like your daughter just when he picked the product and he made the sale, and it built his belief that he could do it. Because you're only one sale away. If you could do it once, it's rinse and repeat, right?
Right.
So, yeah, thank you so much for this interview. It was absolutely amazing, and I hope you have a great afternoon. It's nighttime over here, but thank you, and thanks to everybody for watching. And they said that Leighanne is beautiful inside and out, and your son is wise. That's what they said.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Have an amazing night. Bye.